Congratulations! You have failed again. Although the circumstances were certainly extraordinary in this case, don't expect much sympathy from command. Unity cannot afford failures, however justifiable.
I'm impressed, Agent Archer. I expected that promoting you to field operations would be disastrous, but I never imagined a catastrophe of these proportions. You've now managed to botch 2 high-profile, high-stakes missions. Care to explain?
If you can master your animosity enough to address me in a civil tone, I'll attempt to explain, in terms you might understand, exactly how I believe we've arrived at this impasse, sir.
Your inadequacy is matched only by your impertinence. If you find my manners offensive, I suggest you find a line of work more suited to your delicate nature. Gardening, for example, or perhaps motherhood.
This is getting us nowhere.
Neither is she. I plan to submit a formal request to review her record for dismissal.
You'll do nothing of the sort. Even if we had the luxury of discharging one of our last remaining operatives, which we don't, there are proper channels to consider. No agent of Unity has ever been relieved of duties without a formal, thorough inquest. Personally, while I admit that I'm concerned about the results we've seen thus far, I'm not convinced that Agent Archer is entirely to blame. Until I am convinced, we'll continue with our current plan of action.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me yet. It's quite probable that things will get worse before they get better.
I don't see how that's possible.
Did you get a look at your assailant?
Aye, that I did.
Did you recognize him?
Sergeant Magnus Armstrong, born in Glasgow, Scotland, 1925. Frequently in trouble as a lad due to a penchant for fighting. By all accounts, he was a good-natured, likable young man. Never bullied anybody, only picked fights with boys that were game for a brawl. Got kicked out of several schools before his parents finally stuck him in a military academy. During the war, he served as a sapper in France and Germany, everything from mine removal to demolitions and sabotage. Earned himself quite a reputation for his reckless antics. The most popular legend had to do with a bridge he allegedly crippled with nothing but a shovel and a hand grenade. A German supply train did the rest. When it reached the weakened section of the bridge, the whole structure came crashing down.
It's a shame this chap ended up on the wrong side of the law.
To the best of our knowledge, he's never been involved in anything this big before. Most of his arrests since returning from the war have been related to public brawling.
Any theories on why he didn't simply shoot you when he had the chance?
I'll be sure to ask him when I bring him in.
That's assuming you get the opportunity.
She just might. We may have a lead. This morning, West German custom officials in Hamburg discovered several suspicious-looking chemical containers aboard a Finnish cargo freighter. Fortunately, these chaps decided to inform us rather than seizing the contraband outright, which gives us a chance to conduct a covert investigation.
You believe this is the link to Dr. Schenker?
It could well be. If so, given the specific chemicals found aboard the freighter, it's a fairly safe bet the kidnappers are not only aware of Dr. Schenker's research, but also determined to capitalize upon it.
If our theories are correct, the kidnappers are in Hamburg or will be arriving shortly. A good spy could find them. Fortunately, we're sending a good spy on this mission. You'll be working with him.
A new partner?
More like a supervisor.
An American named Thomas Goodman. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Aye, but I thought he was killed in Amsterdam.
Really? He's a resourceful chap, though. He did a daring escape on a stolen bicycle with half the Dutch police force in hot pursuit and KGB agents waiting in ambush around every corner. Smashing story. I'm sure he'll recount it if you ask him. At any rate, you're to rendezvous with him in Germany and see what the two of you can dig up. You'll take your orders directly from him during this mission.
Thank God.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Agent Archer?
Yes, sir?
What was it like falling out of that plane?
I promise to tell you about it sometime.
I tell you she's a liability.
Perhaps, but I'm not convinced yet.
What will it take to convince you? How many more catastrophes must we suffer through? Because keeping her on the active list will lead to further disasters. Of that, I'm certain.
Yes, I can see that you are.
Our purpose is to preserve freedom, to protect innocent lives, to combat evil wherever it manifests. We can't afford to tolerate anything that stands in the way of that goal. The girl may be spirited, but she's virtually incompetent.
I admire your sense of duty, but I question your judgment. I can't say that at my prime I would have performed any better than she under the circumstances.
You're assuming her reports are entirely genuine. Personally, I wouldn't be at all surprised to learn that she'd coloured the facts. The bloody things read like adventure novels.
So now you're indicting her credibility?
Does that seem unreasonable? The girl was a thief, for goodness sakes. A little scepticism seems prudent.
I'll take it under advisement.
Look, it's not too late to pull her off the assignment. I've read the American's file. He's perfectly capable of handling an operation like this on his own.
Probably so, but I have the strangest feeling a woman's touch is exactly what we need on this one.
I can't argue with you when you're like this.
No, you can't.
I hope you realize you're letting yourself be ruled by intuition. Reason tends to make a far more reliable counselor.
You might ruminate on that adage yourself.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. Here's a perfume that'll really knock 'em out. Literally. It sprays a cloud of vapor that contains a potent sedative capable of knocking out a horse, let alone an adult human. Just be careful not to wander into the cloud yourself, or who knows where, or even if, you'll wake up. Why don't you try it out on Leon here? He's been up for 32 hours straight working on a new prototype. The rest might do him some good. Excellent.
Proceed to Hamburg, West Germany, and rendezvous with Thomas Goodman, an operative from Unity's American branch. Goodman may have information concerning Dr. Schenker's whereabouts. The rendezvous will take place at Das Einsame Valkyrie, a popular beatnik nightclub in Hamburg. You will recognize Agent Goodman by his rugged good looks and the unlit cigarette he is holding in his left hand. Offer him a light. He will answer with, "Sorry, but I don't smoke." Once you have made contact, you will be under Agent Goodman's command. Follow his orders implicitly.
How am I going to get in there?
I demand to be let in.
I'm sorry, that's impossible.
But my girlfriend is inside.
I understand that, but I can't let you in.
Can I at least go find her?
Sadly, no.
Why not?
Because the club is full. Nobody else is allowed.
Well, can you go find her for me?
I must stay here.
Then can you send someone to find her?
Everyone is busy. You will just have to wait.
I want to speak to someone in charge.
As I said, everyone is busy. If you come back tomorrow after 10 a.m., perhaps you can speak with someone then.
But my girlfriend is in there now.
Perhaps you should have come together. Then you would not be in this situation, and I would not have to listen to you shouting at me.
I'm just getting warmed up.
It's not my fault that you're out here and she is in there. It is your fault. She is your girlfriend. You should have known better than to ask her to wait for you inside a club that is known to fill up every single night.
Can I please just go and find her?
I said no, and I meant it. Now go away or I will call the police.
Is it always as crowded?
Yeah, the place fills up every night. People come for the music.
Do you think they'll let us in?
I doubt it.
I have to get in there.
Really? Well, let me help you. I'll distract the bouncer so you can climb in through that window. Watch out for the camera, though.
Thanks.
My pleasure. Have fun. Hello, big boy.
Well, hello there.
It sure is crowded tonight.
It usually is. This place is very popular.
You must meet a lot of pretty girls.
Yes, but rarely do I meet enchanting ones.
You're teasing.
I do not tease.
Promises, promises.
I get off in an hour.
Then so do I.
Your place or mine?
Let's start at your place and see where we end up.
I like your style.
See you soon.
I'll count every minute.
You will excuse me. This is all I have time for this evening. Thank you, thank you. Perhaps I will sing for you later. What is so important you need to interrupt me in the middle of a performance? You know how these people treasure my concerts. Now they will lament.
Das tut mir leid, Fräulein Wagner.
Of course, if they are sad, they will buy more drinks to drown their sorrows, which is good for business. But it troubles me to know that someone is unhappy because I was unable to give enough of myself. A gift like mine comes with terrible responsibility, you know.
Yeah, and you have so much of yourself to give.
Even such pathetic, horrible creatures as these smelly beatniks deserve some sympathy, yeah? Now then, perhaps you will care to remind me why I am talking instead of singing.
Fräulein Wagner, the super spy is here. What should we do?
So, the fly has rung the doorbell of the spider. You did the right thing. Let her have a few drinks. When she goes to the water closet, grab her and bring her to me. Am I understood?
Jawohl.
Good. Watch her closely. She is not to leave under any circumstances.
It will be done as you have asked.
If you succeed, perhaps I will be convinced to sing for you. Would you like that?
Very much so, Fräulein Wagner. It would be a great honor.
Then make me happy. When I am happy, I sing like a nightingale in springtime.
I love your outfit.
I do too. Can I talk you out of it?
These cramps are killing me.
Leave me alone!
Perhaps it's just me, but I thought the music was terrible.
How can you say that? It's unconventional, certainly, but that's what makes it so compelling.
It's not compelling, it's just bad.
Well, what do you know about music anyway?
Maybe it's just too sophisticated for my taste. Personally, I like music that has a melody.
How passé. Anyone can sing a melody, but it takes a true artist to defy a melody, especially with such passion and courage. Where are you going?
Somewhere else.
Oh. This club is super groovy, don't you think so?
The show ended early tonight. I hope there's another set later.
I wonder where my boyfriend is. He asked me to meet him here.
Would you care for a light?
Thanks, but I don't smoke.
You're holding a cigarette.
Am I? Well, what do you know? I guess old habits die hard. Say, can I borrow a dime? I want to call my mom and tell her I just met the girl of my dreams.
I gave my last dime to a worthwhile charity.
Ouch. I wasn't expecting a woman.
You weren't briefed?
They just said meet Agent Archer at 8 p.m.
Well, I'm Agent Archer.
So I gathered.
Didn't the code phrase tip you off?
I thought it was a little unusual, but I figured, hey, it's Europe. Things are different over here.
Scotch and soda. Will you have a drink?
Old Granddad. Bring the bottle, a tumbler, and a bowl of ice.
Goodness, are you celebrating?
Compensating, actually.
How sad for you.
So tell me, Ms. Archer.
Oh, now don't start with that.
What?
There's no need to patronize me.
Was I patronizing you?
Yes, you were.
Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't realize I was going to have to babysit on this assignment.
I may be a woman, but that doesn't mean I can't take care of myself.
Oh, I get it. You're one of those women's libbers. Dress up in men's clothing, ride motorcycles, smoke cigars, that kind of thing.
Just because I can take care of myself doesn't mean I'm not a woman. They're not mutually exclusive, you know.
But isn't the point of women's liberation to allow young ladies like yourself to become men?
The point is to allow young ladies to become whatever they please.
Ouch. Well, if you're as deadly with a pistol as you are with your tongue, you can watch both our backs.
All right, I will. So what's the plan?
Well, the first thing is to find out who the goon is.
Excuse me?
You're being watched. If you can lure him someplace quiet, I'll jump him and find out what he's after.
That's very noble of you, but I think I can handle that little fella.
Suit yourself.
Where should I ambush him?
Try the ladies' room.
What? You think he'll follow me into the loo?
Heck yeah, look at him. He's concentrating so hard on not being noticed, he'd probably follow you into heavy traffic without a second thought. Anyway, you'll certainly be justified interrogating him, won't you?
I'd be justified in doing worse than that.
Just make sure you question him first. I'll be waiting by the stage.
Be wary of the operetta. It's a bit enthusiastic.
I can take it.
Ow! Looking for someone?
Achtung! Mach schnell!
What now? About time things livened up.
No, please, don't shoot! Thanks, miss. I owe you my life.
Just keep your head down till this is over.
That's rude!
That's rude! Mach schnell!
Here, I'm not going anywhere!
Who is this here?
Where are you?
Kill her! Take the soup after the...
Sie kommt! Cannot escape me!
Did you find out anything?
I was ambushed before I could question the bastard.
You okay?
I suppose, although I think someone might have tried to drug me. Something stung the back of my neck as I was heading for the ladies' room. Might have been a dart.
How do you feel now?
Not bad.
Meet me at this address in 1 hour.
Why not go together?
I want to poke around and see who these people are. They may be linked to H.A.R.M.
Are you sure it's safe?
Hell no, it's reckless and dumb, but that's not going to stop me.
Well, good luck then. What should I do if you don't make it?
Don't worry, doll, I'll make it.
If you say so.
Head backstage. A friend of mine's waiting in the alley. He'll get you out of here. Just tell him you're with me.
You think he'll believe me?
He will if you tell him my code name.
I don't know your code name.
Bold Eagle.
Good God.
What's so funny?
Nothing. See you later, Bold Eagle.
Not if I see you first.
Okay. I guess I'll have to improvise.
What's in all those kegs anyway?
Beer. We supply H.A.R.M's entire staff with the finest Deutsch brews.
Really? That must be a lot of beer.
Indeed. Our studies show that criminals drink 3 times as much alcohol as law-abiding citizens.
So be it.
We will meet Vielen Dank. Und I will crush you!
There is a Unity safe house in Bremen, near the docks where you are to rendezvous with Agent Goodman. Stop there on your way and submit a status report to command. You should also equip yourself for the mission ahead.
What was the name of that nightclub again?
Das Einsame Valkyrie.
Ah, yes, here it is. The proprietor's name is Wagner. Inga Wagner. Ring any bells?
We've got a file on her. She's supposedly a distant relation of Richard Wagner's, although I don't believe that connection has ever been adequately established. Nonetheless, as a child, she was constantly pressured by her parents to become an opera singer, presumably in order to continue the family legacy. The only problem was that she was completely tone-deaf. The combination of her parents' unyielding devotion and the inevitable series of rejections she encountered once she began to audition seems to have warped her mind in unhealthy ways. As a young woman, she had several run-ins with the West German authorities, initially involving complaints about her impromptu public concerts, but eventually blossoming into allegations of smuggling, extortion, money laundering, and even murder. It's entirely possible she's fallen in with H.A.R.M.
Find out what you can.
Very good, sir.
Be careful, Archer.
I'll be fine.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. We've modified your cigarette lighter. It now features a built-in miniature welder. The flame should be just hot enough to cut through padlocks that can't be picked or shot off. Look for locks with dials instead of keyholes. Try welding these locks off. We've developed a new lipstick explosive for you. This one has a 3-second timer, which will allow you to bank it around corners or seek cover before it detonates. Excellent.
I'm so bloody bored. I never have any fun. Me neither.
Meet Agent Goodman at the Bremen docks. Your first goal will be to get aboard the cargo freighter. Once aboard, you must locate the captain's log and the shipping manifest. Also, photograph any suspicious chemical containers you find.
This looks like the place.
Nice to meet you, Keith.
This is an impressive operation
Anyone
you guys
there?
got going here.
Yes, I suppose I've got to stop drinking myself to sleep.
Is anyone there?
Yes. You so not.
Can you shut off the steam?
Not without a valve handle.
Well, where is the valve handle? Why isn't it here?
Mueller took it.
Why?
As a joke.
Where did he put it?
I don't know.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Great. When I find him, he's fired.
He didn't mean any harm.
Hello? Hello?
A bit of imagination, eh? Hello?
Hello. Must have been my mad vision, I suppose.
It's about damn time I said 1 hour, not at your convenience.
Things got complicated. Your friend was killed, the one I was supposed to meet behind the club.
What?
Damn it! Poor bastard.
It was a trap.
Well, I hope you don't mind walking into another one. Looks like someone's expecting us. There's bad guys all over the place.
I met a few on the way here. They were very unfriendly.
Well, don't worry, I've got a plan. We just need a diversion.
Easier said than done.
I'm a professional, sister. I took the liberty of planting some time bombs. That ought to get their attention. After what happened at the club, I didn't want to take any chances.
Excellent. When do the fireworks begin?
Well, there's just one problem. When you didn't show up after an hour, I got nervous and deactivated the timers. We'll have to reset them. There are 4 in that warehouse over there. If you can take care of those, I'll tend to the others.
How will I find them?
I stuck them to fuel barrels. You just have to keep your eyes open. Once you find them, set them to go off at 11:15. That'll give us half an hour. Meet me back here when you're done. And don't be late this time.
I'll do my best.
Everyone...
Got a cigarette? Huh? Cigarette? Nah, I'm trying to quit. No, do you have one? Oh, no, sorry. Why are you trying to quit? Nah.
Come on, I know you're in here somewhere. Oh, you're going down there, man.
us some time in command, won't you?
Grab a seat. It's almost showtime.
I hope this works.
It'll work. Damn, looks like they're leaving some guards behind. Well, I guess it's better than dealing with all of them. Wish me luck.
Wish you luck?
What, you thought I was gonna let you handle this? It's way too dangerous.
Is that so?
Absolutely.
Why? Because I'm a woman? What did I tell you about patronizing me?
Just drop the Joan of Arc routine, okay? I've got a lot more field experience than you do.
I've read your file. Subtlety isn't really your specialty, is it?
I can be subtle.
Then explain that shirt.
What's wrong with it?
Look, I've spent most of my life getting into places I'm not supposed to be. Anyway, if I do get into trouble, I'll be needing a knight in shining armor to come to my rescue, won't I?
Well, when you put it that way.
Good, then I'm off.
Wait, how are you planning to get aboard? You can't just waltz up the gangplank.
I'll figure something out.
You really don't like this shirt?
Ciao.
What kind of music do you like?
Exotica mostly. Les Baxter, Sondy Sadasi, people like that.
Playing with anybody?
Not right now. I haven't had a lot of free time since we started this operation.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why, you starting something up?
Well, me and a couple of guys from security have been playing once a week at this little club downtown. Real informal. Improvisation mostly.
Sounds fun.
Wanna sit in this coming week?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Groovy. You know where Cabaret is? Cool. Just show up around 9 o'clock on Wednesday.
Perhaps it's okay. I don't want to haul all my gear.
Perfect.
All right. Looking forward to it.
I'd better not go that way.
You heard about those explosions?
Hello?
Yes, like so. terrible?
I have a really bad headache. I went to this club last night.
What's this?
Here. I'm not...
What was it?
Look it up.
Why not just kill her?
Don't tell me my business, laddie.
Yes, sir. But I don't see why you don't just kill her.
You won't be seeing anything if you don't do as I say right now.
Yes, sir.
Armstrong! Where are you? I demand an explanation.
Explanation for what?
Heinrich tells me the girl is still alive. Perhaps you did not understand my orders.
Your orders? Ha! You don't give me orders.
She was to be liquidated. Why did you spare her?
I'll not slay a countryman without a fair fight. The girl's just doing her job.
She's a threat to our operation. I'm sure the director would agree with me.
Then, you kill her.
Coward.
Fatty.
Drunk.
Fatty.
You disgust me. What was that?
That's an explosion.
Find out what's going on.
Jawohl, Frau Wagner.
Abandon ship! Abandon ship!
Did he say ship or sheep? Ship, I think. Why? No reason.
Well, let's go.
What about the cargo?
You're welcome to fetch it, fatty. As for me, I'm getting off this boat before she sinks.
But the operation?
We can replace the cargo, but I'm one of a kind, if you take my meaning.
The director will not be pleased.
Then stay here and show your devotion. I'll nail up a commemorative plaque for you in the ladies' room of that wretched nightclub of yours.
I can't help it if my beautiful cabaret is infested with beatniks. I've tried to get rid of them, but they're like roaches.
Probably because they think you sing like that on purpose. Experimental jazz or some such shite.
Clatton.
Enough of this jabbering. Get out of my way. Your hideous mass is blocking the bulkhead.
The bulkhead's blocked. What do we do?
Don't panic. Let's go through the engine room.
You are proving to be an inadequate operative, Agent Archer. You have yet to carry off a successful mission. Well, perhaps all is not lost. At least you placed a beacon in the radio room, which will allow you to locate the sunken freighter. It would probably be worthwhile for you to practice diving in a controlled environment before attempting this mission.
Fabulous cigars, Carlyle. Absolutely fabulous.
Aren't they? A close personal acquaintance of mine is in the import-export business. Gets them direct from Havana. Care for another?
Don't mind if I do. After you smoke that one, you really ought to try one of these. Not Cuban, but I challenge you to tell the difference.
Shall we turn it into a wager?
Jolly good. Smashing.
I only wish the Commissioner were here to fatten the pot.
Here I am. Commissioner, good of you to join us. We're just about to embark on a little bet.
Gordon here contends that his non-Cuban cigars will dupe seasoned connoisseurs like us.
Rubbish. Hear, hear. You'll feast upon those words soon enough, old chaps.
Frankly, I'd rather smoke them and wash them down with some more of this fine cognac.
Isn't it divine? No, smashing. What's the matter, Commissioner? You look a mite worn.
Pale as cheese.
Are you quite all right? I'm not sure. On my way here, a big bald chap with an eye patch poked me in the leg with his umbrella. I've been a bit gassy ever since.
I say!
What a rude fellow. No wonder you're upset. I hope he apologized. Actually, he said au revoir and handed me a lily.
Advanced Field Tactics. Take some time to acclimate yourself to scuba diving. When you're done, return here. You might also want to familiarize yourself with the Morris Model 14 spear gun. It could come in handy. Belt buckle is actually a cleverly disguised zip cord that shoots out a thin, tensile line capable of supporting the weight of an adult human of average size. When the line is fastened to certain suitable clasps or hooks, the device's miniature motor will lift you automatically.
Return to your hotel to see if Agent Goodman has left a message for you. In either case, contact him and make plans. You'll need his help if you're to succeed.
Room 201. Any messages for me?
No, ma'am.
Well, hello there. I let myself in. I hope you don't mind.
I could have shot you.
But then you would have felt guilty.
Don't be so sure.
Aw, come on, be nice.
You might have warned me you were planning to blow up the bloody ship.
I wasn't expecting you to be aboard long enough for it to matter. After all that talk about how sneaky you are, I figured you'd get aboard, grab the stuff, and get back off.
Things got complicated.
I've heard that before.
Probably from your mother. What the hell were you thinking, anyway?
Well, between the shipping manifest, the captain's log, and your photos, I figured we'd have what we came for. So why not inconvenience the bad guys a little?
There's only one problem. I don't have the manifest or the captain's log.
Oh, that's just perfect. Never send a woman to do a man's work.
Hey, it was your surprise demolition work that got us into this mess.
If you'd done your job, it wouldn't have been an issue.
How could I do my job when the whole bloody ship was going down? You nearly got me killed.
All right, I'm sorry I didn't warn you. Are you happy now?
Not much of an apology, but I guess it'll have to do.
Did you at least manage to place a beacon in the radio room?
I did.
Well, I hope you're up for a swim.
Room service!
You ordered room service?
Get down! You must have been followed. Listen, head for the safe house and grab some scuba gear. I'll arrange for a boat.
Right. Any recommendations on how we get out of here?
It's you I'm worried about. They know your face.
All right, in that case, any recommendations on how I get out of here?
Are you afraid of heights?
I'm comfortable with anything under cruising altitude.
All right then, head for the roof. They won't expect that. I saw a fire escape in the back. You should be able to get down that way. Try to slip out of here without being seen.
I'll do my best.
This does not look good here, dead person.
Kill her!
Did you hear that? Shh! I thought I heard something. Are you okay? Wake up over there!
I'm not cleaning up this mess.
Head for the roof. They won't expect that.
She's in the air duct! Ja!
Where is she? Over here!
Stay where you are!
I need more beer.
She got away.
What did you say? I don't think I heard you.
She,
Say it!
she got away.
How is that possible? Perhaps you feel the odds were in her favor.
Nein, Fräulein Wagner.
Then you're admitting that you failed?
Jawohl, Fräulein Wagner. I should be punished.
My thoughts exactly. But how shall I punish you?
Electrocution would be painful, or perhaps a good beating. But I beg of you, please do not deprive me of the chance to hear you sing. I do not think I could take the pain.
Is that so? Then you have just decided your punishment. You will be prohibited from attending my motivational concerts for 1 week. For 2 weeks.
Please, be merciful.
I do not find pleasure in hurting you this way. But without proper discipline, this organization would fall to ruin. Kaput.
I understand. No singing for 2 weeks! Waha!
On second thought, perhaps that punishment is too inhumane. Let's go with electrocution instead,
Jawohl, Fräulein Wagner.
We should be directly over the wreckage. You'd better get going.
What happened to the chivalry? You're not going to tell me it's too dangerous for a wee little lass to go down there by herself.
I'm not the one that left the manifest and the captain's log aboard the ship.
Well, I'm not the one that scuttled the damn thing.
You want me to go?
No, I just wanted to argue about it. Wish me luck.
Make sure you get the shipping manifest and the captain's log. Oh, and if you see a half-empty bottle of Lafroig floating about in my quarters, I'd be much obliged if you'd retrieve it for me.
Yes, sir.
You disgust me.
So?
You are a drunk and a coward.
You can say what you please about my hobbies and my hygiene, but I swear if you ever cast aspersions on my manhood again, I'll pound you. I'm not a coward.
Your threats don't frighten me.
A good beating might knock some of that ugly out of you. Care to find out?
I will be in my quarters rehearsing. I am not to be disturbed.
That's right. It's the rest of us who'll be disturbed, you bloody great banshee. I heard cats in heat that sing prettier than you.
Criticism is the refuge of those without the talent or discipline for the pursuit of art. I pity you.
And well you should. You call that belling of yours art. Fart is more like it.
Imbecile.
Fatty, fatty, fatty. Fatty, fat. Fatty, fatty.
Any luck?
Aye, mostly bad. I was ambushed.
Ambushed?
Yeah, by divers. They came out of nowhere. Did you see anything up here?
Not a damn thing.
Well, I got what we came for. Let's head for shore.
Success at last, albeit overdue and underwhelming. Head to the war room for an update on the situation. Perhaps there is a shred of hope, after all.
I can't believe this. She's late again. Where is that blasted girl?
Give her a break, Smithy.
About damn time.
There's been a new development.
I heard about the Monte Carlo incident. Was it H.A.R.M?
Indeed. They've just issued their demands.
What you know is that at precisely 1700 hours Greenwich Mean Time on September 19th, 1967, an explosion destroyed Club Metropole in Monte Carlo, Monaco, killing 47 people and injuring more than 100. What you do not know is that the source of the blast was not a mechanical device, but rather a man, Commissioner Maurice Albert. Because you are at least somewhat familiar with the research of Dr. Otto Schenker, you are therefore capable of comprehending both the plausibility of this claim as well as its implications. As we have demonstrated, our organization, H.A.R.M, possesses the recipe for a biological weapon of such insidious potential and singular destructive power that no one on the planet is safe. Unless our demands are met.
This is outlandish.
By now, I'm sure you have received the itemized list of our requirements. You have exactly 1 week to fulfill these requirements. If our demands are not met, we will be forced to discipline you. Already, we have infected prominent individuals in 36 major metropolitan areas around the world. The first of our unsuspecting victims will detonate at exactly 0600 hours on September 26th. The estimated death toll is 1 million people!
They're mad!
The remaining victims will detonate at 6-hour intervals thereafter. Once our terms have been met, we will deliver a list of infected persons as well as a quantity of antidote sufficient to curtail this catastrophe. However, Because the deadline we have imposed is dictated by the chemical fuse inherent in the reagent itself. The sooner you comply with our wishes, the more time you will have available in which to administer the antidote. I assure you that you do not possess the medical means necessary to diagnose the infection, nor the technical means necessary to diffuse it. Therefore, it would be in your best interest not to squander valuable time on such useless endeavors. Furthermore, any attempts by your secret service organizations to interfere with H.A.R.M shall be severely punished. That is all.
A puppet?
Don't be fooled by the messenger. This situation is extremely grave.
They certainly expect us to swallow a lot of maybes. Maybe they're telling the truth about Monte Carlo. Maybe the consequences would be as dire as they predict. Maybe there's an antidote. Maybe they'll fulfill their end of the bargain.
I tend to agree with you, Agent Archer. But for the time being, I suggest we take them at their word.
The word of a puppet?
What are their demands?
Mr. Smith?
£50 million sterling, the continent of Australia, and an internationally recognized holiday to be known as Praise Be to H.A.R.M Day.
I don't see the point.
Presumably it is to praise H.A.R.M.
Not in the holiday. In their demands. It's obvious we aren't capable of fulfilling them. H.A.R.M must want us to forfeit.
Nonsense. They may be madmen, but we have to presume they aren't completely irrational. Why even issue demands if their sole purpose were to cause destruction and chaos?
Perhaps they expect a partial capitulation. That way they can get what they really want, the £50 million sterling. But they can also justify punishing us when we come up short on their other demands. It's obvious from the way they go on about their secret weapon that they're just itching to use it again.
You hardly have the experience necessary to support such speculations.
Archer may be onto something. In any case, H.A.R.M's motives are irrelevant. Our goal is to stop them, completely. No capitulation, no compromise.
What about their warning?
Once again, we must take them at their word. It is therefore imperative that we act swiftly and decisively. Our objectives are clear. We must obtain the list of infected individuals. We must get our hands on the antidote, and we must recover Dr. Schenker.
And Volkov?
He's only a threat if he knows what we're up to. If our theories are correct about Agent Lowry, Volkov shouldn't be much of a concern.
What if your theories aren't correct?
Then may God help us all.
I hope we can come up with a better plan than that. What about the information we got off the ship?
Well, the containers you photographed weren't accounted for on the shipping manifest, which comes as little surprise. However, much of the cargo aboard the freighter was on its way to a chemical plant in southern England.
Not much to go on.
Be that as it may, it's better than sitting on our hands waiting to find out if Archer's correct about H.A.R.M's intentions.
And the captain's log?
Useless.
Shite.
Tell us about this chemical plant.
It's owned by Dumas Industrial Enterprises.
Dumas? As in Baron Archibald Dumas?
What do you know about him?
Only what I've read in the papers. Apparently, he's a reclusive chap who spends much of his time hunting big game in Africa and Southeast Asia. No one knows much about him except that he inherited the company from his father about 10 years ago.
We're counting on you to discover whether or not he's connected to H.A.R.M.
And if he is?
First things first. For now, try to get an audience with the man. Size him up. We need to know what sort of fellow we're dealing with.
Your best bet is to see if you can catch him at the chemical plant. There's also a corporate office up north, but apparently he doesn't spend much time there.
Whatever you do, don't jeopardize your cover. It's imperative that we take H.A.R.M by surprise.
Understood.
I have a hunch we're getting close. If this lead pays off, we'll be one important step closer to victory.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. We've cooked up a stunning new perfume for you. It temporarily blinds and dazes anyone caught in its influence. Do be careful not to spray it upwind. This little fellow is one of our most refined inventions. The P421 Canine Persuader. Just start it up with this convenient pull cord and set it on the ground. Using sophisticated olfactory sensors, the P421 will seek out the nearest dog within its range and release a cloud of pheromone gas designed to enamor canines of either sex. Quite useful for incapacitating bothersome guard dogs. Use your robotic poodle to distract the guard dog.
It is possible that the reclusive Baron Archibald Dumas is somehow connected to the disappearance of Dr. Schenker. It will be up to you and Agent Goodman to establish the link, if it even exists. The first step is to meet the Baron in person and size him up. Whatever you do, don't blow your cover.
Good morning. How may I help you?
We've an appointment with Baron Dumas.
I'm sorry, but are you sure it was today? The Baron usually reserves Mondays for golf. Tuesdays and Thursdays are for skeet shooting, Wednesdays for fishing, and Friday afternoons for backgammon.
Sounds like a busy schedule. How does he find time for appointments?
His lordship reserves Friday mornings between 11 and 11:15 a.m. for business matters.
Well, I'm positive today was the day.
Could you take another look at the appointment book?
I suppose, but I can't see that it will do any good. The Baron's routine is quite established. Would you excuse me for a moment?
That should keep her busy for about 10 minutes, poor lass.
All right, wait here just in case. I'll find the Baron's office and see if I can dig up some incriminating evidence.
I've got a better idea. You wait here and I'll snoop around.
No way, Sugar Pie. Remember what happened last time?
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads. You lose. Sugar Pie.
2 out of 3?
Don't be a sore loser.
Fine, but stay sharp. If you're seen, the mission's blown. If the Baron figures out you were in his office, the mission's blown. If you hurt anybody...
The mission's blown, I know.
Just remember what I said.
I'm not sure I agree with you. Did you see what she did with her hair? It's horrid.
Your methodology seems to be
I know. Short is fine. Look at Audrey Hepburn in
Basically, you quote your mother-in-law to
just
support your
so
theory.
Well, she had some pretty interesting things to say.
Never mind.
For 3/4 of an hour. Yes, can you believe it? The poor dear was distraught, and who could blame her? Are you talking about Laura? Yes. I know you did. We all did, but she doesn't listen.
I told her not to do it.
That's what Melanie was just saying. Oh, just Fran being eavesdropping.
It's not eavesdropping when a person's yelling down a hallway.
Pipe down, you busybody. No, not you. Fran's teasing. Well, let's get together, shall we? Are you free on Saturday, Fran? Fran is coming along too. Good. See you then. Bye.
Hello?
Here it is.
Ah, good, good. You look very nice today.
Thank you, Mr. Hilton.
I'll be in my office if anybody calls for me.
Yes, sir.
Good God!
Are you all right, Mr. Hilton?
What's the point of implementing safety regulations if no one abides by them?
I wouldn't know, sir.
After 3 safety training courses in the past 2 months, you'd expect to see some decline in serious on-site accidents, don't you think?
I suppose so, sir.
So would I. But according to this report, the accident rate has actually gone up.
Sorry.
Somebody's certainly going to be sorry. Get hold of Mr. Manning for me, would you, dear?
Yes, sir. Mr. Manning is on the line, sir.
Thank you, Evelyn. Manning, this is Hilltop. Listen, I'm just looking over the latest accident report and... Hello? Manning? Good God, he hung up on me.
Shall I ring him again, sir?
Don't bother. I think I'd better have this conversation in person. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Evelyn.
The Beatles?
Sure.
I wish they'd go on tour again.
Don't hold your breath.
As long as they keep
Any luck?
Plenty. Do you trust me now?
Nope.
Now then, let's see if, we can't sort this confusion out, shall we?
That's all right. Perhaps we can reschedule at a more convenient time.
Certainly. How about Friday at 11 a.m.?
Perfect. See you then. I want to take a look around in there.
Good idea, but it's my turn.
Heads or tails?
You got to go last time.
Heads or tails?
I'm going, you're staying. No arguments, no coin toss.
Don't be such a Jessie. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails. You lose. Again.
I'm in charge here. I give the orders, you take the orders.
Well, now that we've decided who's going in, what are your orders, sir?
All right, I'll help you get inside, but you better be careful. If anyone sees you, liquidate him before we can set off an alarm. And stay clear of security cameras.
Don't worry.
Photograph anything that looks suspicious and collect as much intelligence as you can. Files, correspondence, dossiers, anything.
Aye, aye, sir. Excellent orders, sir. I look forward to following them.
Give me a few seconds head start.
Someone there? I must be seeing things.
Was it any good? Something about this Venusian society.
Oh, I saw that one. It was kind of weird. But they're all pretty weird if you ask me.
True.
That Diana Rigg is one fine specimen.
She sure is. I wouldn't mind getting roughed up by her. Inspect that faulty pump like I asked you to?
Yeah.
Then perhaps you know why it's not working.
You, didn't see my report?
No, I did not.
I put it on your desk yesterday.
Did you? And what exactly did your report say?
That the pump needed to be replaced.
Why didn't you replace it?
You asked me to inspect it and file a report.
Did I?
I'm fairly sure.
Perhaps you'd care to accompany me back to my office and help me locate this report of yours.
I'm supposed to go on patrol.
Then stop by as soon as your shift is over.
Yes, sir.
Goes up in flames, will you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and see if you can find out who turned it on and haul the bastard into my office. I'm a bit tense today. Knocking the teeth out of some thick-headed sword sounds like just the ticket.
Sure thing, sir.
depressed.
What's wrong?
My mother-in-law's coming into town this weekend.
You don't get along with her?
She hates me. Actually, it's mutual.
How long is she here for?
A month.
Oh my God!
I'm scared of what I'm going to do.
I guess your wife would probably be upset if you threw her in front of a train.
Yes, I thought about it, but I think it would just create a lot of tension. Even if she couldn't prove it was me, she'd always wonder, you know?
So, what's your plan?
Be a man about it. Life's all about lessons. I guess I just need to learn how to put up with my mother-in-law without killing her.
That's philosophical of you.
She's over here!
Hello, what have we here? Sergeant Magnus Armstrong. Well, well. It was Armstrong, all right. I'm sure of it.
Excellent work, Archer.
What do you want us to do now?
Try to interview the Baron at his estate. We need to know if he's involved.
You think it might be someone within the organization?
I'm hoping that you and Goodman can answer that question.
Aye, sir. We'll do our best. Let's go.
Tails.
Heads.
Damn it!
Ah, don't pout. Your eyes get all small and piggy when you're sulking.
How are you planning on getting in there anyway?
I'll charm my way in.
Well, I hope you brought some secret charm powder or something, otherwise you're in big trouble.
I've got better weapons in mind.
Like what?
You've been staring at them all afternoon.
Huh?
How'd you like to be swept off your feet?
Yes?
Good afternoon. My name is Mia Haig. I'm from Men of Influence magazine.
Men of Influence? What on earth are you doing here?
This is the residence of Baron Archibald Dumas, is it not?
Yes?
Baron Dumas certainly seems to qualify as a man of influence, wouldn't you say?
I suppose it would depend on how you choose to define influence.
He is the president of Dumas Industrial Enterprises.
Ah.
He's wealthy.
True.
He's well respected. He's dashing. He's debonair.
Listen, this is all very educational, but what exactly do you want?
I'd like to interview the Baron about the future of Dumas Industrial Enterprises. Our readers love stories about savvy businessmen conquering corporate challenges in our modern age.
Ah, yes. Sadly, the Baron does not disclose information regarding his business to anyone, even attractive young females such as yourself. So sorry.
I was hoping to profile Baron Dumas for a Perfect Lives series. Each month we cover a different person whose lifestyle and disposition exemplify perfect living.
And you wish to include his lordship in this series?
Yes, the idea is to penetrate the myth and get to know the man, his pastimes, his ambitions, his accomplishments, the things that make him tick.
I see.
He's a model aristocrat.
Ah.
Someone our readers can look up to.
Of course. Will you excuse me for a moment, Miss Haig? I don't think I could forgive myself if I were to let this sublime opportunity pass by. I will discuss your request with his lordship and return presently with his answer.
Thank you.
Please, wait here. I shan't be a moment. Very well. His lordship has agreed to see you.
Excellent.
This should be amusing.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Follow me, please. Miss Haig, sir.
Splendid. Show her in.
I'll leave you to your interview, dog. I'll be shopping for the rest of the afternoon.
Yes, yes. Have a marvelous time, Chipmunk.
Don't call me that.
As you wish, my love. Pip-pip.
He's rather larger than I expected.
Ah, yes. He's a big bundle of charisma and intelligence. If you're lucky, perhaps he'll regale you with his rousing safari adventures.
Good day, Baron Dumont.
Goodness, had I known you would be so sumptuous, I might have preened. Care for a drink?
No, thank you. It's a little early for me.
Well, I'll indulge for us both in that case. I hope you'll pardon me for saying so, but you're a ravishing girl. Simply ravishing.
That's very kind of you. I'm sure your wife feels absolutely spoiled by your abundant charm.
Oh, she's a lucky old crow, I'll grant you that. Now then, Giles tells me you want to profile me for this magazine of yours. Men of Influence, was it?
Yes. Each issue we cover a different person in our Perfect Lives series. Someone whose lifestyle and achievements serve as inspiration for our readers.
Jolly good. You've come to the right place. That will be all, Giles.
Actually, sir, I thought it might be worthwhile for me to stay, in case the young lady should desire anything at all.
Splendid idea. Pip-pip.
Yes, sir. I'll be right over here if you require anything, Miss Haig.
Thank you. Baron Dumont, do you mind if I record our interview? I'd rather devote my attention to you than to my notepad.
And who could blame you? Record away, my dear. So then, where shall we begin?
What's it like being such a prestigious big game hunter?
Well, it's difficult to explain to someone who's never experienced the thrill of the hunt, you see. When it's you and your trusty blunderbuss all alone against a ferocious beast, you discover exactly what sort of stuff you're made of.
Sounds ghastly.
Oh, it takes a special breed of male, I'll grant you that. The merest hesitation could cost you a leg.
What's the most heroic thing you ever did on safari?
Ah, yeah, splendid question. Well, I once wrestled a lion to the ground and strangled it to death with my bare hands. Yes, I remember now. My porter had injured his leg and was about to be mauled.
Dear Lord! Dear Lord, how courageous!
Yes, indeed.
Oh, one doesn't really stop to think about these things. One merely acts.
It's amazing you didn't come to harm.
Yes, well, the Dumas lineage is renowned for resourcefulness and fortitude.
I'm sure a man of your education is as broadly read as he is charming. What works of literature have you found most influential?
Ah, yes, literature, one of my favorite subjects. I've always said that to read is to experience the literary wisdom of wise men.
Very well said. And who are some of your favorite authors? Hemingway, Melville, Dostoevsky?
Precisely. Good guess. Shall we proceed to the next question?
What's the most dangerous animal you ever faced?
I once squared off against a silverback gorilla.
A silverback gorilla?
Yes, a huge, ferocious, man-eating beast.
Man-eating?
Quite so.
But I was under the impression that gorillas were herbivores and very gentle and less threatened.
Well, that's true of some gorillas, but this was one of the dreaded man-eating gorillas of Pakistan.
I wasn't aware there were gorillas in Pakistan.
Well, that's because few lived to tell of them, you see.
Well, it's fortunate that you did.
Agreed. Silverbacks are by far the most dangerous animals to hunt.
I was under the impression that distinction went to Cape Buffalo.
Nonsense. Cape buffalo are just glorified cows.
Is there anything that can strike fear into the heart of such a stalwart hunter as yourself?
Frankly, no.
Really? Nothing at all?
Not that I can think of.
Not even centipedes?
Oh, dreadful things. Yes, I suppose, perhaps centipedes.
Personally, I'm terrified of rats.
Oh, God, yes. Those beady, evil little eyes and sharp little vermin teeth. Horrible animals, especially in a mob.
And spiders.
Oh, don't even mention them.
How did you become so courageous?
Oh, just something one's born with, I suppose.
I imagine you've traveled to many exotic locales across the globe in your many daring adventures. Is there any place you favor above all others for hunting?
Ah, most certainly.
Let me guess. Kenya.
Oh, goodness, no. I don't speak a word of Chinese.
But Kenya's in Africa.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the one in China.
All right, then. How about Bengal?
Cold weather doesn't agree with me.
Rhodesia?
Heavens.
Madagascar?
Not on your life.
Where, then?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm quite fond of Bristol.
Partridge?
Pandas. Giant pandas.
Bristol, England?
Yes, indeed.
I wasn't aware of any giant pandas in Bristol.
Well, they're important.
I see. How has your approach to running Dumas Industrial Enterprises differed from your late father's?
I'm not really sure what approach my father used, but I like to run things strictly by the book.
By the book?
Yes, you know, according to policy.
But whose policies?
I'm afraid that information is strictly classified. Next.
Is there a message you'd like to share with your many admirers?
Good hunting, my humble devotees.
Well, that's all the questions I prepared. I must confess, I'm positive this will be our most popular Perfect Lives installment yet.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely. Rarely does nature combine so many excellent qualities in one man. Our readers will be fascinated, and maybe even a bit envious.
One can hardly blame them.
What I don't understand is where such a busy man finds the time to be a successful business tycoon, loving husband, daring hunter, astute philosopher, cultivated humorist, etc. Aren't you overwhelmed?
Well, one learns to delegate. For example, although you wouldn't guess it, I'm only peripherally involved with Dumas Enterprises these days. Strictly in an advisory capacity, you see, to keep the company on track.
How ingenious.
Oh, well, I have my moments.
But isn't it an awful risk to hand over operations to someone less accomplished in the subtleties of enterprise than yourself?
Actually, it's safer that way.
Really?
Yes, you see, in my experience, the less one knows about running a business, the less he can screw up. I make all the important decisions. The rest is just, paperwork.
Still, you wouldn't want your competitors getting their hands on that paperwork.
Oh, quite true. But we have a very large safe in which to store it.
Safes can be cracked.
No, not this one. Even if someone could get inside, he'd still have to get past the security system.
Sounds daunting.
Oh, it is. There are invisible beams.
Infrared?
Exactly. If you touch one of them, the doors lock and poison gas is released into the safe.
How terrible.
Oh, I'd like to meet the burglar who could get in there.
It would take a lunatic even to attempt it.
Or a fool.
Thank you for your time, Baron Dumont. It's been an eye-opening experience.
I'm happy to oblige. Never turn your back on a worthy cause, I always say.
A worthy meal is more like it. Well done, Agent Archer. You may redeem yourself yet. In the meantime, don't get cocky. There's still work to be done. Command will fill you in on the details. Report there immediately.
Is it possible he was putting on an act?
I don't think so, sir. I'm fairly confident the man is an imbecile.
I heard the tape and I got to agree.
Still, it's clear that Dumas Industrial Enterprises is somehow linked to H.A.R.M.
Well, didn't the Baron say that he wasn't really running the show anyway? Who's the vice president of the company?
According to our research, his name is Damascus Valentine.
D.V.
What?
His initials, Damascus Valentine, Dmitry Volkov. Coincidence?
Seems rather tenuous.
But nonetheless intriguing. In any case, we need to know what's in the safe the Baron mentioned to you. It won't be easy, naturally, but it could be the key to this investigation.
I'm looking forward to the challenge, sir.
That's the spirit. Mr. Smith, what did intelligence find out about the building?
It's a veritable fortress. Not only is there a suspiciously large and well-trained security staff, but they've also invested heavily in high-tech surveillance equipment, cameras, infrared alarm systems, the works.
They must really have something to hide.
Our thoughts exactly.
So what's the plan? Who is going inside?
You are.
What? Why her? It's way too dangerous for a woman.
Oh, don't start with that again.
Before joining Unity, Agent Archer was something of an expert in, covert infiltration, one might say.
Breaking and entering, others might say.
Whatever the case, this assignment calls for stealth and subtlety.
Yeah, I know. Subtlety isn't my specialty. I still think it's too dangerous for her to go in alone.
Which is why you'll be providing a distraction for her downstairs.
I like the sound of that.
How do I get inside?
Attempting entry on the ground floor would be suicide, even for an expert like Miss Archer. The only way in is through the roof access.
What did you have in mind? Am I going to have to parachute in?
Too imprecise. Fortunately, there's an alternative. Dumas Enterprises is erecting a second skyscraper right next to its corporate headquarters. Our surveillance photos suggest that if you can get to the top of the new building, you can use a crane to cross over to the roof of the old one.
The surveillance photos suggest that this is possible?
It will be close. You'll have a zip cord to cut the difference.
I see.
Once you're inside the building, you'll need to locate the president's office and find the safe. Photograph anything remotely suspicious.
We don't want to tip our hand, so leave everything as you found it. The less they know about our mission, the better. Now then, time is of the essence.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. Here we have the Sphinx Series M code breaker. Simply attach it to a standard 10-key security pad, and it will run through a series of combinations until it breaks the code. The duration of this process is determined by the complexity of the code, so it may be advisable to hide until the procedure is complete. Try out your code breaker on this keypad. We've added an infrared scanner to your sunglasses to help you circumvent the security systems you're likely to encounter. If you see suspicious-looking fixtures like these mounted on a wall, Be sure to switch on your scanner lest you announce your presence unintentionally. Excellent.
I'm bored. I never have any fun. Neither do I.
While it's clear that Dumas Industrial Enterprises is somehow involved with H.A.R.M, it's not entirely certain who the mastermind is. You must infiltrate the company's corporate headquarters building, locate the safe in the president's office, and photograph any relevant documents you find. Agent Goodman will provide a distraction that should draw attention away from you, but you should still expect resistance.
Give me a signal when you're in position. I'll stir things up down here. The diversion should make it easier for you to get inside unnoticed.
What kind of signal?
I don't know, something that'll get my attention.
Right. Take care of yourself.
Don't worry about me. Just get to that safe as fast as you can. If they figure out what you're up to, you're as good as dead.
What's with the extra security?
I don't know.
There ain't much in the way of valuables lying about.
I don't give the orders. I just do my job.
Me and Fritzy's been alone on night shift for 3 months. Not so much as a kitten's come in here.
Who's Fritzy?
Me dog.
Oh.
It's true what they say, you know, about dogs being man's best friend and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'd turn down a pony, mind ya. What do you think about sheep?
Listen, I'd better make my rounds.
Righto then. Or a parakeet. Righto then.
So, how's the new place?
Good. My mum's been up and out a bit. I'm redoing the master bedroom. New paint, wood floors, getting rid of that ugly mirror on the ceiling.
Is she charging you?
Not a penny.
Wow, send her over to my place when she's done. So, what colour are you going with?
You mean the paint? Off-white. Hannah was trying to convince me to go with pistachio, but it's so hard to put anything on coloured walls.
I know what you mean. I've got this Modigliani print I really like, but my apartment is sort of a light tangerine.
Man.
Yes, it's pretty bad. For decoration, I've been sticking to charcoals and muted watercolours for the most part.
I sympathise, believe me. I'm actually hoping I can convince my mum to do the living room next, but I don't know if I can put up with her dog.
What kind of dog is it?
Yeah, one of those little Jack Russell Terriers.
They're pretty smart, aren't they?
Yeah, but this one has a skin problem.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
Still, it sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, I guess a sticky little dog is a small price to pay. Someone there?
Do we get paid today?
Day after tomorrow.
Are you sure?
That's what the boss said.
You think they could at least come up with a consistent disbursement schedule? These arbitrary paydays are really getting old.
No kidding. My car almost got repossessed last month.
That's horrible. I guess it's better than my last job. Not only did we not get paid regularly, we didn't even know how much we were gonna get. It was sort of a profit-sharing arrangement, so if we had a slow month, we might get half of what we got the month before.
I need more stability than that.
If I had legitimate job skills, I'd get out of this racket in a second.
Who were you working for, anyway?
Fist of Injustice.
Oh, I heard about them.
Nothing good, I wager.
Lucky you got out of there before that deal in Taiwan.
Tell me about it. They lost about 30 guys. All because some punk got unconscious and ratted to the cops.
Rotten bastard.
He's shark food now.
Serves him right. I think something's going on down there.
Rat!
Ah!
Hello?
This is it for you.
All right, Goodman, where's that diversion?
Someone over there. Someone over there.
We've got it. It's over with.
Going down there, mate. We've got you. It's over.
You seen Stinks lately?
Who?
Phillips, you seen him?
Not in the past 20 minutes or so.
Damn, where the hell is he?
What did you call him?
Stinks. You never heard that?
No, that's hilarious.
Yeah, everybody calls him that.
He does stink. Anybody who smokes that many cigarettes a day definitely needs to bathe more than once a week.
I'd hate to see the bathwater when he gets out. Probably looks like an oil slick.
Stinks. That's just so perfect.
Someone over there.
I thought I...
Someone over there.
Hello? Hello?
Come out for bleeding sake. Come on. Did you hear that Mischief Incorporated went out of business? I don't want to be here all day. Would you come out? I wish I were. I really miss those guys.
They sure were innovative. Generated some of the best headlines I've ever read.
You got that right. I'll never forget that whole penguin suit debacle. That was a work of art.
What did Troy have to say?
That careless bastard. I was talking to Simon and we were agreeing what a sad day it was when in struts Troy. As you might expect, he immediately starts sermonizing. This is it for you.
Let's get out of here. What's wrong? Volkov.
Once again, I find myself aiming a pistol at someone you care about. Drop your gun.
How do I know you won't shoot him?
You don't. But you can be sure that I will shoot him, unless you do as I say.
Don't listen to him, Archer.
I realize you are American, and therefore feel entitled to speak your mind whenever you please. But you are also at gunpoint, and very likely to be shot if you don't shut up!
Go to hell.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I heard you. Tell me what you said.
I thought you wanted me to shut up. Now you want me to talk? Make up your damn mind.
You are testing my patience. Miss Archer, I suggest you drop your weapon before your obnoxious American friend forces me to silence him, once and for all.
Don't do it. Get out of here now.
Here. Give
Tom.
yourself up.
Go. Go.
After her! I hope you are pleased.
A bittersweet success, to be sure, but a success nonetheless. Recovering from Agent Goodman's death will be no easy task, but you can be sure H.A.R.M won't sit idly by while you grieve. The information you recovered from the headquarters of Dumas Industrial Enterprises may prove to be the break you've needed. Report to the War Room for a full briefing.
Go!
Tom!
Get out of here now!
Agent Kate Archer, please report to the War Room. Thank you.
Agent Goodman's death is a terrible blow, no question about it. But although this mission was costly, it may well prove to have been worth the price.
I wish I could believe that.
You mustn't lose sight of our objectives. The sacrifice of any or all of us is a small price to pay to preserve the lives we will save if we are successful. Tom knew the risks. So did Bruno. So do you.
Knowing the risks doesn't really prepare you for losing a partner. It certainly doesn't prepare you for losing two.
Nothing can prepare you. The loss of an operative is never expected and is always tragic. But as horrible as it sounds, it's also inevitable. It's a dangerous job.
Perhaps Mr. Smith is right. Perhaps I'm not up to the task.
Rubbish. You've performed remarkably well under extraordinarily difficult circumstances. I confess I was somewhat skeptical at first, but that was before I grasped the magnitude of the situation. In my entire tenure as a field operative, I never once faced a crisis this formidable, and certainly can't say I would have done so with the aplomb and competence you've demonstrated thus far.
I didn't realize you were a field operative.
Indeed, for 14 years. After the war, I found I was having a hard time adjusting to civilian life. Fortunately, an old acquaintance of mine was recruiting for Unity and happened to ring me one afternoon. I've never looked back. Sort of difficult to imagine, isn't it?
Not at all.
You flatter me. Anyhow, let's have no more self-pity. What do you say?
Yes, sir. So before you served on the committee, you and Bruno were colleagues.
And friends.
Did you ever work together on an assignment?
Frequently. We lost track of how many times we'd saved each other's lives.
And you still believe he was capable of treason?
In my heart, no. Intellectually, I don't quite know what to believe. No question about it. He was always a steadfast, resourceful fellow, but the history books are full of patriots turned traitors. There's no telling what a man is capable of, given the appropriate temptations.
I know what I believe.
I admire your conviction, and I pray you're right. Ah, Mr. Smith, I hope you have some good news.
Good news would be that we hadn't lost another valuable agent on this mission.
What news do we have?
Well, our analysis of Agent Archer's photographs is complete.
And?
We have a possible lead on Dr. Schenker's whereabouts.
I think we can classify that as good news.
As I said, it's all relative. This H.A.R.M situation isn't the only crisis in the world, and we're fast running out of competent field agents.
Then suppose you get to the point and tell us what we know about Dr. Schenker so we can go fetch him.
It's somewhat speculative at this point, but it's possible that H.A.R.M is keeping him at a secret underground research facility in North America. We don't know the exact location of this facility, but thanks to the files Archer photographed, we know it exists, apparently in the vicinity of a lumberyard in western Washington state. It seems the site is being supplied by an American Railways passenger train. Records and research has dug up evidence of various trains making unscheduled stops in the area over the past 3 weeks.
At regular intervals?
Indeed, probably to drop off supplies and personnel. We're certain that at least one American Railways engineer is on the H.A.R.M payroll, although several individuals may be involved. We're looking into it.
What's my assignment?
Phase 1 will be to apprehend the engineer or engineers in question so that we can interrogate them. Once you're aboard the train...
How exactly am I to get aboard?
We'll smuggle you into the galley car.
Lovely.
Anyhow, once you're aboard, you will meet with a contact who will tell you precisely whom you'll need to detain. It is safe to presume that other H.A.R.M personnel will be aboard the train, so subtlety is advisable. Needless to say, seizing the conspirators will prevent the train from making its stop, so you'll have to be sure to detrain at the appropriate time.
Well, after falling out of an airplane, I suppose jumping off a moving train can't be that bad.
That won't be necessary. Once your objectives are complete, you must head for the caboose and detach it when you're near the lumberyard. We'll have an agent in place to switch the track and reroute you to an unused depot behind the lumberyard. This area is not likely to be heavily guarded, so you shouldn't have much difficulty getting through. If all goes according to plan, you will rendezvous with another undercover agent who will, we hope, have information that should help you locate the underground base.
Then I grab Dr. Schenker and get the hell out.
Precisely. We'll have a helicopter nearby awaiting your signal. Your flight departs in 1 hour, so if you need to stop by the toy shop, now's the time.
Understood. Thank you for putting things in perspective for me, sir. I promise you I will do everything in my power to destroy H.A.R.M.
Archer?
Sir?
Don't let anger cloud your judgment. Revenge is an understandable impulse, but it is also a contemptible one. Our job is not to avenge, but to protect.
I can't just shut off my feelings like a tap.
No, but you can bridle them and use them to fuel your resolve. Destroy H.A.R.M, but do it to save innocent lives, not to retaliate for those already lost. The moment you give in to wrath, you become as reprehensible as the monsters we're hunting. Clearly, we are all called upon to take lives from time to time, but we must neither relish it nor agonize over it. It is a duty, plain and simple. Not a pleasant one, but often a necessary one.
I'll do my best, sir.
I have absolute confidence that you will.
There was one more thing, although I'm not sure how important it is. According to one of the documents Archer photographed, it seems the Baron's wife changed her surname some time ago.
Really? So her maiden name isn't McLean?
It's Farnsworth.
Felicity Farnsworth? Are you quite sure?
Positive. Do you know of her?
Aye, that I do. When she was 8 years old, her father, a wealthy banker, was involved in a nasty public scandal involving unmentionable acts with a 12-year-old boy.
How dreadful.
Mr. Farnsworth committed suicide shortly thereafter. Felicity and her mother, by all accounts a vapid socialite, were ruthlessly ostracized by their peers. Guilt by association, presumably. Furthermore, rather than inheriting the fortune she expected, Mrs. Farnsworth discovered that her late husband had left the family in inescapable debt. She went quite mad. Several days after being institutionalized, she hung herself.
My word, that poor child.
Felicity fell into the custody of an elderly aunt whose lifestyle was apparently rather more severe than she was accustomed to. About a year later, the aunt took a fatal tumble down the stairs.
Foul play?
No mention was ever made.
What happened to the girl?
She ended up with a foster family where she remained until she was 14. One night she went out her bedroom window and was never seen again. Or at least no one recognized her.
Astonishing.
Where did you learn so much about her?
I studied her.
Come again?
I believe I first read about her in a gossip column. I was intrigued by the similarities in our background, so I dug deeper.
What similarities?
Well, we both came from wealthy families. We were both orphaned at a relatively early age. Our fathers both killed themselves, although for very different reasons. We were both plunged into undesirable circumstances and resorted to rather desperate measures to survive. I found it quite uncanny at the time, although in retrospect I think we had less in common than I once believed.
Adversity is the truest test of character. The strong are strengthened by it, the weak made weaker. It sounds like this Baroness didn't have the wherewithal to cope with her misfortunes. It's a common trend among terrorists and bullies that they imagine themselves persecuted by fate and therefore feel justified in harming others.
You're frothing.
Sorry, I get carried away.
She's involved somehow.
The Baroness? Upon what unimpeachable evidence are you basing that supposition?
I just have a feeling.
Ah, then the case is as good as closed.
I don't expect you to believe me, but I'll count on you to say something smug if I'm right.
It's virtually guaranteed.
I'm not smug. Acerbic, perhaps, maybe even sardonic, but not smug.
Okay, sure. Whatever you need to tell yourself.
I have to agree with her, Smith.
Don't either of you have work to do?
Aye, sir. Off I go.
Good luck.
Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. We've a new perfume for you. This one's a real scorcher. It's a concentrated acid gas with a jet. Here's a spiffy new device that should make dealing with security cameras less of an ordeal. When fastened to a camera, it generates a still image from the camera's viewpoint that should convince a casual watcher that he's seeing an empty room. Attach a camera disabler to this security camera. Excellent. Riding a motorcycle is easier than you might suspect. To get on, simply walk up and activate it.